We are European winners and all that. And it's time to embark on the new season now that England are sadly out of the World Cup. Today, we're bringing you a bit of a different idea. We're going to talk through the Palace squad, discuss which players we want to keep, we want to sell, and, just see if there's any futures for some of them fringe players as well. As always, I'm joined by Henry. How are you doing, mate?
I'm very well, mate. We're back. We are back. I'm
Exactly,
sporting
mate.
a 1976 shirt in commemoration of the new kit, which I absolutely love. I know lots of people were complaining about the sash. I think people need to cheer up. You know, that's my opinion.
Yep, there's going to be a meltdown every year, but lots of people didn't love the FA Cup winning home shirt, and everyone loves it now. So it's just one of them things. It grows on you when you see the players at Selhurst Park, and it will be nice. It is the home shirt though. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I'm interested to see what they do with the away and the third this year, considering that we've gone white with the home. But I like it. I think it's cool. They'd understandably be a bit gutted given the history, but it's a good tournament. It's a good campaign. I just think that the players and the manager completely melted when it mattered most. Funnily enough, though, at the final whistle, I genuinely felt nothing, and it was really weird because I like throughout the game, obviously I was up for it, like big tackles, I was cheering, like, but yeah, when the final whistle blew, I just felt nothing. I just didn't really care that much, and I do genuinely think that that's because of what we've seen with Palace. Like, I think growing up, I always thought that the only way I'd see a team I support win anything would be England, and obviously that's changed completely in the last 2 years. And yeah, now it's like, okay, never mind, we go again. It's not the biggest deal. Obviously, it's very well common knowledge that I live in Brighton. A lot of my friends are Brighton fans. We were at the pub together, and understandably, they were all very gutted because I guess for them, like, they haven't experienced what we have, and for them, they're still in that position where England's kind of the biggest hope of success. But yeah, wasn't really that bothered, to be honest. Like, it just is what it is. We were awful, didn't deserve to go to the final, completely folded when it mattered the most, crumbled, players, manager, everyone. And yeah, it's loads of excuses.
As I said, it'll be interesting to see how the Palace squad shapes up under this new manager. And, there's a lot of players who have uncertain futures. There's a lot of players who might want to go either to the next level or just to play more football. And, as we said, it's a rebuild. So there's going to be a lot of restructuring. So I'm kind of just going to run through the squad, shirt number, order, because I'm OCD like that. And some of them will be obvious, like number 1, Dean Henderson. He is an obvious keep for both of us. But there might be some, like Daniel Munoz, mate, who some may argue you should be selling to get the money out of him to push on, be able to use some more finances elsewhere, maybe get, a more up and coming right back. How do you see the future of Munoz panning out?
I'm trying to get him up on a sofa score, but for some reason he's listed as a midfielder. There he is. Let's have
Wow.
a look. So for me, this is an interesting one. Contracted until he's got 2 more years on his deal, which for me, like, to be able to have that rest. And likewise on the other side with T. But I think for Munoz, you keep him. He's one of the most important players in our squad. A huge threat going forward. Will be really interesting to see how Sarge kind of utilizes him as well. So yeah, for me, it's an absolute keep. And then, if he has another really good season, you just cash in next summer for me.
Yeah, I fully agree. Also on the Mingueza signing as well, fully agree all there. And I think if Palace didn't have European football, maybe I'd say sell Munoz, you could find an adequate replacement. But when we've got European football this season, I think players like Munoz are so, so important. Both of us will obviously be wanting to keep Mitchell. And if I do say keep to one, Henry, just feel free to butt in if you don't agree. But I'm guessing we both agree on that one. But the next one's very, very interesting. Maxence Lacroix.
But yeah, Sar is a keep, obviously. Again, he's got, really smart pre-planning from the club. He's still got 3 years left on his deal. There's literally no need for Palace to sell him. Of course, he's 28 now. I feel like if you sold him, you could fetch a really nice fee because of the kind of proven Premier League nature of his performances. I know Manchester United were kind of sniffing around him at one point this summer. Maybe we might come back in for him. But the thing is with Sarr is that, and I think we'll get onto it later with a couple of other players, is that it is so hard to guarantee goals in the Premier League. And it does feel like, especially for a club of Palace's stature, when you find that player that can consistently get you 15 to 20 goals a season across all competitions, you really need to either make sure you keep them or kind of try and guarantee that outcome when you replace them. But that is very hard to do. So for me, yeah, I mean, he was our best player last season. He was our most important player last season. There's no reason why that will change. Had a fantastic World Cup with Senegal. Really did. He was absolutely excellent. So yeah, for me it's a keep. But at the same time, you know, if a club comes in and offers you 75 million for him, then you'd have to kind of
Yeah.
consider that.
Next up, someone who has divided the fan base massively over the course of last season is Yeremy Pino. Now, for me, he's still literally only 23. Literally, the World Cup finalists in Spain under one of the best international managers in De La Fuente clearly see a potential in him to have him in the squad. It was his first season, and we see so many European players struggle in their first season. And Pino in the Premier League did struggle for some games, but he showed so many glimpses for me that there is top potential there. I love the bloke. I want to keep him next season. And also in Europe, I think the Europa League, just like the Conference League did, plays perfectly into his hands in terms of the play style he wants. I see no issue in keeping him, especially when we didn't even have to spend too much to sign him. How about you, mate?
He played 51 times for us last season.
Yeah,
I think people maybe kind of underestimate just how important he
yeah,
was. Yeah, 5 goals, 5 assists is not an incredible return, but he was a key figure. He really grew into it. And like I know this sounds a bit cheesy, but there's a reason that like Nico Williams and Lamine Yamal are like best buddies with him when they're on the
yeah,
international duty. Like you think Lamine Yamal's hanging out with crap footballers? No, he's not.
yeah,
He's a great player, and I agree. I think you know this could really after that season, it felt like week by week he was only getting better. Had a really tough kind of first 4 to 5 months. We were very critical of him, especially me.